The horrifying fate of teens Chiara Marino and Fabio Tallis was uncovered in 2004, deep within the shadowy woods near Somma Lombardo, northwest of Milan, Italy. The missing teens were found buried in a 6-foot pit of horror. Their young lives were cruelly taken by a brutal beating and stabbing. But the true terror was discovered in the twisted, ritualistic nature of their deaths, in what officials deemed a human sacrifice. The search for truth is a dangerous road, and one man's journey down that path uncovered a shocking tale of murder and evil. Michele Tallis, the father of murdered teen Fabio Tallis, devoted 6 years of his life to uncovering the truth about the disappearance of his 16-year-old son. Little did he know, the trail would lead him to a string of killings committed in the name of Satan. Death metal is a genre of heavy metal music that is known for its aggressive, fast-paced sound, guttural vocals, and lyrics that often explore themes of death, violence, and the occult. It can be a pulsating journey into the depths of darkness and chaos. While the sinister references in death metal music might not sit well with many parents.
The article quoted the Australian Federal Police extensively and painted an alarming picture. A young heavy metal cult with a huge following and a crime rampage in Tuggeranong. Children as young as 9 climbing out of windows after being put to bed to commit burglaries in the neighbourhood.
It's the very essence that attracts a throng of teenagers. The genre's intense energy, guttural vocals, eerie themes, and ominous imagery are an alluring draw for teens seeking a rush of adrenaline. Fabio and his bandmates were captivated by the raw energy and brutal lyrics of the famous death metal band Deicide. Hailing from Florida, this group, fronted by the charismatic lead singer Glenn Benton, became known for their intense, no-holds-barred approach to heavy music and controversial themes such as Satanism and anti-Christianity. The band has faced countless controversies and criticisms for allegedly encouraging acts of violence among young fans.
Do I want people to go out and kill Christians on my behalf? No. No. Hate them, yes. Kill them when the time is right.
Fabio Tallis was a typical teenager who was thirsting for greater independence. As he entered adolescence, he started to push the boundaries, staying out late with his friends, experimenting with alcohol, and reveling in the rebelliousness of it all. But what set Fabio apart from the average teenager was his growing fascination with death metal music. This genre of music spoke to him on a deeper level, and he was drawn to the dark, ominous lyrics and abrasive soundscapes. He openly embraced a worldview that was at odds with the conventional norms of society.
After he started with this music, we were more or less obliged to let him have a bit more freedom. He started going out on Saturdays to his usual places, like the Midnight Pub.
On the fateful night of January 17, 1998, the young couple, Chiara Marino and Fabio Tollis, set out for a night of partying and heavy metal with their friends and fellow band members at the infamous Midnight Pub in the heart of Milan's death metal scene. But what was supposed to be a fun-filled evening with friends turned into a nightmare that would change their lives forever. The couple was last seen leaving the bar, never to be seen or heard from again. As the police and their friends believed the two had run away together, Michel refused to accept this and continued his search for answers. The father's unrelenting pursuit of the truth uncovered the horrifying reality of a death metal band, the Beasts of Satan, whose members were obsessed with images of murder and Satanism, and whose lead singer, Andrea Volpe, would stop at nothing to appease the devil. In January 2004, a report of a brutal murder caught Michel's eye. Andrea Volpe and his accomplice girlfriend, Elisabetta Ballerin, had been arrested for killing his ex-girlfriend, and upon hearing Volpe's name, the pieces started to fall into place for Michel. Armed with a meticulous collection of photographs and paperwork diligently gathered over the course of 6 years, he presented the information he had collected on the band members to the authorities, leading them to suspect a connection between Volpe's murder and the disappearance of Fabio and Chiara. Michel had single-handedly uncovered the truth behind the disappearance of his beloved son and his son's significant other, leaving no stone unturned in his quest for answers. On June 5th, the truth of the horrific crime was uncovered. Volpe, seeking leniency for the murder of his ex-girlfriend, led the police to the gravesite of Fabio and Chiara in the woods. The interrogation of the band members revealed the gruesome details of the crime. On the night of the murder, the two teens met with the rest of the band, including Volpe. Unbeknownst to them, the rest of the members planned to offer a human sacrifice to Satan. Volpe pointed to Chiara, and as she tried to defend herself, Fabio stepped in to save her. Volpe and the other members attacked Fabio, stabbing and beating him until he fell unconscious into a 6-foot-deep pit. Chiara was stabbed in the heart and followed shortly after. While the two were still alive, Volpe jumped into the pit with a spade and finished them off. The band members then burned the evidence and left the scene. The next day, Volpe returned to spread ammonia to keep the dogs away. The authorities believe that Volpe and the cult members may have been responsible for other mysterious murders and suicides in northern Milan, particularly those that occurred during full or new moons. 2 of these cases have already been linked to the cult: the murder of another of Volpe's girlfriends and the supposed suicide of a band member. Volpe's diary, filled with references to bathing in blood, details the cult's depravity, declaring, "We are wicked individuals. We plague the people and we play with their lives. We know no pity. Pitiless, we will eliminate and cleanse, donating the ash of our enemies to he who sits on the throne." Volpe, the mastermind behind the satanic murders, was sentenced to 30 years in prison, but the memories of the innocent lives taken will forever haunt those who sought the truth. This is the story of a father's unrelenting quest for justice and the shocking truth he uncovered about the world of Satanism.